Crafters, thanks for joining me here at the Crafty Corner. I'm Miss Lisa and we're here today at the Fayette County Public Library. And I've got another spring craft for you. Today we are going to be making these cute little insects. Now when you come to the library to get your packet, you get to choose whatever color you want. We have pink, blue, orange, yellow, green. We got all different kinds of little insects. What we're going to be doing is taking some strips of cardstock and rolling them and then gluing them onto this little stick and making a little insect puppet. So let's get started. The one that I've chosen to make for you today is going to have pink, and we're going to need at least 3. If you wanted to make 4 or 5 of smaller little tubes, you could do that as well. So I'm going to take my cardstock and I am going to roll it, and the important thing here is to make sure that you use your white glue. So you're going to want to put quite a bit of white glue here and overlap the pieces of cardstock, making a loop. And since it's cardstock, you are going to have to hold it for a little bit. Okay, cardstock takes a little bit longer to hold together. And in fact, if you have something heavy, I've got a hole puncher here. I'm going to just stick it right there in the middle to hold that together while we make another loop. Now this loop doesn't need to be as big as the first loop, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut off a little bit there, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to roll the loop, put a pretty big slathering of the white glue on there, and I'll press it together, and it's okay if it leaks out a little bit. It's going to hold it there for a little bit, and then let's see, I have an extra pair of scissors. Now if you had a paper clip or some other type of clip, you could probably clip that together to help it stick together. So I'm going to stick the scissors in through that one right there and hold that. I'm going to do a little bit of a longer cut off here to make a little bit of a smaller loop. So I'm going to make a 3-segmented insect. If you know anything about science, boys and girls, insects do have 3 segments to their bodies. And so this is sort of scientifically accurate. I'm going to hold this one and hold it, hold it, hold it. Sometimes you have to hold it for quite a while. I might actually be able to stick something else in there for a minute. All right, so now I've got my 3 loops that are drying and they're being held together by a little bit heavier objects. I'm going to take out my stick, and you have beautifully colored scrapbook paper, and out of this scrapbook paper you're going to want to make a wing, actually 2 wings. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to curve up. Okay, then I'm going to leave a little space, and I'm going to curve back down. Again, you can make any kind of wing you want. The wings aren't pointed like this at the top, and so I'm just going to take my scissors then and curve that just a little bit. And then we have basically 2 identical wings. I'm not happy with the way that bumps right there, so I'm going to trim that a little bit more. All right, now we hopefully have all these loops that are sticking well together. Okay. They don't take a long time, but enough time that you do need to, wait a minute or so before they really stick. All right, so we're going to then lay our loops in descending order. Okay, that's going to be really cute on the craft stick. But you also need to have the wings. Let me get this guy out of the way. So we're going to need our wings glued onto the craft stick first. You can decide if you want him flying whichever way you want him. The one I made before, the wings are sort of going down, so let's make the wings go up a little bit this time. You're gluing onto a craft stick, so glue stick is probably not going to work. You're going to want to use your white glue. So you're going to glue just a little bit of the corner of the wing. You do not need to put glue on the whole wing, only the part that's going to be stuck to the craft stick. And sort of near the top would be a good place to put it. All right, now we are going to glue our loops that we made, and make sure that you glue over the top of where the 2 loops come together, because you don't want that part showing on your insect. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue that right down near the top. I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I've got the big loop right here at the top, and then my medium loop. I'm going to try to find where those 2 pieces came together before the 2 loops were stuck together. Put the glue there, and then glue it right underneath, pressing it down a little bit and holding it, because this is going to be stuck to the craft stick. It might take a little bit of time, again, boys and girls, to press down these cardstock loops. All right, let's glue the last loop down. All right, and put him right here in descending order. Now you could make another one if you wanted to make a different type. You could turn these loops to go the other way. You know what, boys and girls, these could be so unique and different that if you make one, I would love for you to post it in the comments so that I can see what you have made, because they are just a lot of fun. All right, so the top segment is going to have the facial features. So in your packet, you're going to have some eyes, and you're going to have a half of a Chanel stick. The two eyes, of course, are going to be glued to the top loop up here. So I'm going to put a little dot of glue. Not too much, because you know what happens if you have too much glue for a wiggly eye? The eye slides off. Have you ever had that happen? It's sort of funny. Okay, so we're going to have both of those eyes glued right up there. If you get too much glue, it just slides right off your project, so you don't want too much. You need a Sharpie or another type of marker to go ahead and give your insect its mouth. So we're going to just make him smile here. A little bit hard trying to do it upside down. And then what's missing? All insects also have an antenna, don't they? So with your Chanel stick, you're just going to fold it in half, and then you're just going to tip the tops back just a little bit. If you can give it a little bit of a curl, that would be great. Now, you might need to have somebody help you with this, because you're going to want to turn your little insect over, and you're going to want some tape. Whether you have just Scotch tape or duct tape or, any type of tape. But you're going to need several pieces in order to hold this down. So we're going to put that piece of tape, going to make sure it's not crooked. Put that piece of tape on there. And go ahead and get a couple other pieces of tape. Tape sometimes is hard to stick to the little cardboard craft stick. So get enough tape on there to hold the antenna in place. And did I lose my eyes? Nope, I didn't. All right. So here's my little pink insect. Here's my little yellow insect. They can be friends. All right, boys and girls, this is a super easy, super fun craft that does take a little patience, but he turns out super cute in the end. All right, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me here at the Fayette County Public Library for the Crafty Corner. Join me again next week for another craft idea. Bye now.